Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is Daiga, coach therapist from DCTcentre, and Sefik Villasante, author, speaker, empowerment coach, and inspiration for many. Hello, Sefik.
Hello, Daiga. How are you doing? And thank you for that lovely introduction.
Thank you very much. Before we start, I just want to remind our viewers that we're both taking in private clients. Safik will be telling everything about that himself, but me, I'm taking in coaching therapy clients. And if you are stressed in fear, if you are down and really need some support, and if you just want to change your life for better, you can look up uh, my details under video, and I'm taking in clients for what you can afford at the moment, so I can help as many possible. If you like our show, please share and subscribe to my channel because many more interviews will be coming. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, PayPal link will be below the video. It will help my family to support them. Okay, Sefik, let's start our interview. Floor is yours.
Hello. And well done you, and credit to you, because we all know people are going through a lot of hard times at the moment, and offering your amazing services and coaching for what you can afford is something that resonates with me. But most importantly, it gives everybody the opportunity to get themselves better. And amazing coaches like yourself do make a massive difference. And it's about getting people, and each and every one of these amazing viewers here today, to take that first step on the road to feeling better and recovery, whatever you want to do. So those of you who might be seeing me for the first time or don't know anything about me, my name is Sefik Villasante. That is right, you did hear it right. It is Sefik Villasante. And
that means I pronounce it wrong, but that's my accent.
You've got a beautiful accent. There you go. You've done exceptionally well. And I am a coach, I am an author, and I am, I guess, an inspirational speaker. And I'm an author of this book here, There's No Shame. You can grab it via my website or on, I guess, Amazon if you want to plug it into your ears via Audible, or swipeable on Kindle. But it's via my website. I'm sure we'll put links in below. But it's basically my story of my own battles with my own mental health condition and my own 2 suicide attempts. That's right, I did say it, 2 suicide attempts. And I'm not ashamed to talk about how I reached such lows and how I overcame my own battles and my own concerns and fearfulness and feeling overwhelmed and feeling down and just not being able to shake off that sort of monkey on my back, and how I reached those lows, and ultimately how I came to where you see now, a coach, an author, and a speaker, helping many thousands of people each and every day through my coaching, from my one-to-one seminars, whatever, but in a relatable, upbeat way. Because as we all know at the moment, there's a lot of heavy news, a lot of fearfulness, a lot of feeling overwhelmed, and we all have the power, do we not, to basically channel what we want to channel, and we feed what we want to feed, and don't fear the feed and the overwhelmed. So yeah, I'm a good egg, as we say here. I'm a good egg.
Maybe we start with you telling how was your career in corporate business and what you've been doing there, and how you actually get to this very, very lows in your life.
Yeah, great question. Well, oh, crikey. I guess I'm just like a typical normal chap. What am I? I'm 47 now, 46 now. And in my early 30s, when I was 30, I got married, and it was best day of my life, absolutely. And then before long, we've got two amazing children. And ultimately, I guess I was conditioned. I felt you had to go out and earn good money, have a good salary, have a nice car on the driveway, and all very showy. And before long, I was working for a big US company, working up in central London. Ultimately, I spent 13 years there. And near the end, I was sort of working 85-hour weeks. I was working sort of 17, 18-hour days. I was out the door at 4 o'clock in the morning, back at 10 o'clock at night. And not all American companies are like this, but anybody who has worked for American companies might realize there's a lot of time delays, and also they're very, very driven. They're very motivated. They're very angry. They're very kind of an angry culture, kind of chest beating and all that sort of stuff. And I'm a bit of a softie. I'm not like that. I'm a bit of a metrosexual. I'm kind of very empathetic towards people, and I found myself really being consumed by this. And in 2006, sort of only about 18 months into my career, we had our first child, and I struggled. I struggled with being a parent for the first time. It wasn't that I didn't love my daughter, I didn't love my wife. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. But being torn between wanting to be a dad, to take an active part in being a dad, and being torn towards having to make up that second income, I found very difficult. And I just think, and the sleep deprivation, anyone who's had any kids will know, but if you haven't had kids, the sleep deprivation is huge. I mean, literally huge. And I struggled with that. I like my bed. But ultimately, I was being told one time too many that you're failing, that you're not doing this, that why your results aren't showing. And it started to consume me. And it consumed me because I was thinking about it consciously, and I was taking all that negativity in subconsciously, and it was feeding me. And ultimately, it was one Friday night, and I kind of felt like things were running away with me, like I was slowly drowning, and I was trying to kind of just grab a bit of air, and I just couldn't get my head above water. And I came home one night, and I didn't know it, and it was like, and I remember saying, F this to myself, I can't do this anymore. And I just took my belt off my trousers, and I put it to a hang up, pull up bar, and I just did what I did. But luckily for me, that attempt failed. Somebody up there said, Sefik, it's not your time. And I managed to, I don't know, come round. I can't really remember it. I must have blacked out or something. And I didn't speak about it for 2 weeks. Didn't speak about it for 2 weeks. And when I returned back to work, I was signed off with a lower back condition. So not even work addressed it. So in 2006, mental health, stress, male mental health, well-being wasn't really spoken about. And just to wrap up, over the next 10 years, I found myself in the career, but I defined myself by what I'd done in 2016. In 2006, I was the only crazy guy in the room. I was the only one who's taken prescription drugs. I was the only one who'd done what he had did. And I was running. I didn't own it. I hadn't seen any therapists. And then by 2016, now working up in London, bigger mortgage, bigger house, bigger commitments, it reared its head again. And I ultimately, another Friday night, leaving central London late at night, 3-hour journey home, something clicked. I was having a real falling down moment. If you've seen the film Falling Down with Michael Douglas, where he just goes absolutely nuts, my whole day was just unraveling, and it's all in the book. I can't do it justice, but it's all in the book. And something went, F this, and I just drove into a central reservation at 50 miles an hour. I wanted to check out for a second time. And that pretty much was the start of my new life. I spent 2 years getting better, and when I returned back to work, I said I can't do the same hours, I can't do the same times. I basically owned the situation that now I've seen the other side. And ultimately, I was dismissed on grounds of capability, because I couldn't commit to 85 hours a week and all that sort of stuff. I was dismissed. And then where do you go from there? But ultimately, I had found stillness, calmness, tranquility, mindfulness, well-being in my recovery. And ultimately, I decided to use that to help other people, men and women, young and old, in their own recovery, because I remember how desperate I felt, not knowing who to speak to. And as we all know, Daiga, speaking, letting it out, speaking to people, doesn't matter who they are, is such a great form of recovery, because you let it out. You're not consumed by it. And that's what I do day to day. So my life experiences and me chasing a salary, a career, I realized wasn't for me. We're all different. We're all individuals. We're all unique. Not one size fits all. And I realized that that's what I'm here to do, ultimately, help people achieve their best possible lives through my coaching and life experiences.
Yeah, that's actually very, I think, inspirational for especially men who going through the same thing, because I think this corporate mindset is not changing yet.
No, I don't know what it is. It's either you got to be hungry, you got to have the best car, you got to have the best holidays, you got to have the best smelling cologne, and it's all very much like a social media culture, what you can be seen to do, what you can exude. And we're all conditioned to go to school, to get the best grades, to go to university, and to provide this one dynamic, which is, you go to work, you earn money, you have a good pension, and it's like, but there's so many more pressures on us now than there ever were, and we will burn out. And lots of guys and girls are burning out because we're not allowing ourselves to rest, to take stillness, to take calm. I mean, Sefik Villasante here, sort of 17 stone, chuck weights about, play rugby and all the rest of it. I'm there every day hugging trees. I'm there every day walking barefoot in the grass. I'm there every day, you know, turning over the soil. I'm listening to lapping water. That is a form of well-being, but that well-being isn't taught within the business sector. The business sector well-being is, well, you'll feel great about things once you earn your commission, once you earn your bonus, once you have the car parking space. Oh my God, the car parking space mattered to me, because when I got my promotion, I got my own office, I got my car parking space. It damn near nearly killed me. And this is the paradigm that we're all on, are we not? That this is what you have to do. Well, there are so many other things out there, and it's just a matter of tuning yourself in to what you want to do. And not everybody has to have a breakdown like me to find it. So allow yourself to think outside the box. And if you need people to steer you that way, then there's amazing coaches like ourselves here that can help us find our path. So yeah, it's a funny old world we live in, and it's a funny old situation upon which we feel we have to conform to. You conform to what's right for you, not what's right for everybody else. That's how I always say it.
But I think so many people don't even understand what is right for them, because they already programmed since childhood. They already programmed. They have to go all those steps what you just mentioned.
Totally. I mean,
yeah, they don't have, even when I find with my clients, when you actually ask them, what do you want? Oh, I need this one. Okay, but where it's coming from? Yeah, it's from you yourself, or it's somebody else at some point told you that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that is so true. And it's like when I speak and when I stand up there, I remember seeing one of my counselors when I was desperately well. I did mindfulness, I did wellness, I did CBT, I saw psychiatrists, I took loads of prescription drugs, I went to all the groups, every group. And I remember one of my therapists said to me, and it took me about 18 months to get better and about 2.5 years to come off prescription drug. Now, prescription drugs for me was a game changer. It made a massive difference to me in my mindset, the glass being half full rather than half empty. Not medically trained, but everybody has different tolerances of certain things. So prescription drugs and talking made a massive difference. But I remember one of my therapists said to me, Sefik, who are you? And I said, no, who are you, Sefik? And I said, I'm hardworking, I'm diligent, I'm loyal, I will go above and beyond. And she said, no, Sefik, who are you? And I said, I'm hardworking, I'm diligent, I'll go above and beyond. And she said, no, but who are you? Because all I was conditioned to think was who I was in the workplace. And that defined who I was. That defined who I was. Now, when she asked me, in actual fact, I was the person sitting by the koi pond, feeding the koi, looking at them swimming around, hearing water for the first time, tucking my kids into bed, smelling the daffodils coming out, walking barefoot, experiencing music at a different level. You put music on, it takes you back to that place when you were happy. I hadn't allowed myself to be me. And that's what's quite profound, because we define ourselves by what we've bloody done or what we're being told we have to do. At this time, I was 42 years of age and I had 2 amazing kids. I had an amazing, I have an amazing wife. She's amazing, you know, and that was me. That was me, but I couldn't see it. I was lost amongst the confusion. You know, I literally felt like I was the only tree standing in the woods. And if I shouted as loud as I possibly could, even though I was surrounded by thousands of people in my workplace, nobody heard me. I was alone. And it's a lonely place. It's a lonely place in your mind, and it's a lonely place in a physical sense. You know, you can be here, but not here, if that makes sense. And you can be heard, but not heard. So yeah, it's, we're getting quite profound here. But it's good to talk about this, and it's good to let people know that you're not alone and that you can share the same experiences that we all have through our life experiences and come out the other side.
I actually find for clients this question, who are you, is very, very difficult to answer.
Yeah.
And I think those viewers who is watching us now, try to think, who are you? First try to think, who are you? How you actually define yourself?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, once you know, I mean, it took me a long time to work that out. it took me at least 2 years from that 2nd April in 2016 to probably 2018 to really work out who I was. But then it's almost like an epiphany where you go, this now matters to me more than anything else. But I had to get to that point of being still and calm and reflective. And you cannot do that when you are chasing, when you feel like you're on that hamster wheel of life. And I didn't realize that. I felt like each and every day I was doing the best I possibly could. And I was. Nobody wants to work 18 hours a day. No one wants to be told at work that you're failing. Nobody wants to be ripped apart on a conference call. Nobody wants to be battered like I was and have that mental torture. And it's a form of PTSD. And I remember when the therapist said to me, "Sefik, you're suffering from PTSD." I said, "I haven't been through a battlefield. You know, I'm half Bosnian. I mean, I'm Bosnian, born and bred in Surrey, you know, but I saw what happened in 92 to 94 in the former Yugoslavia. I see what's happened in the Balkans, in the Ukraine, you know, the Second and First World War. That is PTSD. Now, there are different forms of it. It's prolonged traumatic stress. It's prolonged stress over a long period of time. So you can be in a relationship, you can be in a career, you can have an addiction issue where you are constantly under that sort of pressure. And it wears you down to the point where you are broken. You are physically and mentally broken. And I tell you what, the hardest thing for me to do, and it's quite profound, I write in the book, was to carry on living when everything inside me was telling me not to. When you've given up mentally, when you've given up physically, and you take that action, and yet you're still here, and then you question why you're still here. I didn't plan this out. And they think, well, what do you mean? I drove into central reservation 50 miles an hour, put a belt around my neck and dropped. I thought it out, but it was in the confusion. That wasn't me. But I know somebody up there was saying, no, Sefik, no, you are here for a greater reason. You know, I actually worked out in myself how much my wife would get through my insurance, through death in service, through my company pension, through my union pension. I worked it out. But that was me in this confused state. I thought they'd be so much better off if I wasn't here. I tell you what, if anybody's struggling here and now, if you decide to, as I call, check out, you don't get life insurance, you don't get paid. You don't get paid out for taking your own life. You know, but it's almost like I justified that to myself. They'll be better off without me. But I tell you what, you do matter. You might think here and now you don't make a jot to anybody, but you do matter. And this life is a gift. You know, just think about, as I always say, people get quite grossed out, but conception, whatever you might want to have this life, the miracle of life is a gift. And you are a gift to being here and now at this place. Don't fritter it away. And there's so many other people around you that are able to help you on your journey. It's just thinking on a different path sometimes, and that path will lead you to great things and great changes. So yeah, you are a gift. Each and every one of us is a gift, you know, the miracle of life, and we're living it and we're experiencing it. And it's tough at times, I know, but it doesn't have to be tough. You just got to jump off that roller coaster ride and go, okay, I'm going to try something different. So yeah,
I think the mindset of every time when something going wrong is not actually blaming somebody for it, but actually asking why it went wrong. What universe, what God wanted to tell me, what I need to learn from it.
Yeah, that's so profound. It's like, I remember one of our great friends and fellow superstars, we all are, Sue Stone, often said that you get given in life what you can deal with. And at the time when you're getting all this stuff thrown at you, your car might fail the MOT, the boiler might fail, you might have an argument with your kids, you might lose your flight due to the virus, whatever it might be, and you're going, oh my days, oh, just give me a break. Well, in actual fact, you do have a way of coping with it. You do have a way of dealing with it. And ultimately, you are given what you can cope with. And if you're going through tough times now, you are bloody amazing because you've got this and you're dealing with it. You might not be dealing with it the way you want to. You might go to the cash point and go, or the news agent says, oh, that scratch card's going to win me £1 million and everything will be better. That might not be the way to do it. It might be, if you're fortunate, that scratch card might pop out and go, yes. But it's the opportunity that you come out of it. And what can I learn? And what have I learned from this? What am I doing wrong? It might be the fact that you might be so knackered that you have a bloody a little roadside traffic accident. You might ding your car against the trolley in the supermarket. But you know what? Maybe I need to get to bed. Maybe I need to sleep. Maybe I need to have a warm shower, a warm bath before bed, so I can kind of relax my body, so I'm not knackered the next morning. Maybe I didn't need to have that argument. Maybe I didn't need to have those 20 coffees that are making me buzzing and jittering. You know, what can we learn? What can we learn from those life events? Because everything is a lesson, and we continually learn. You know, just because you failed in school, just because you failed in a relationship, doesn't necessarily mean that defines who you are. You're not a failure. It wasn't meant to be. And what have I learned from that? But so many people have a bad marriage, a bad relationship, a bad career, and say, oh, I failed, I can't do this. No, you tried your hardest, you tried your best, you gave it a bloody good go, and not everything happens first time. You know, I've just done a Tony Robbins thing, not that I'm advocating Tony Robbins in any shape, way, or form. But one of the biggest things was that I learned from that was that it was more of an introduction to think, well, how does he do it? And it was a case of it would say how many millionaires have been not broken, but have been financially financially broken 10 or 12 times before they became a millionaire. They failed and they tried, they failed and they tried. Just like marriages, just like relationships, you might have to go through all the frogs to get your prince, to get your princess, you know, just like the diet, just like the exercise. You might have to try to find the one that works, but there is one that works out there for you, you know. So don't give up on your dreams, dare to dream, as we say, you know. Dreaming's great, it takes you to a good place. Hold that vision, learn how to hold that vision through, you know, coaching or through reading or finding the media of YouTube. There's so much great stuff on YouTube upon which you can learn, or reach out to somebody to help you in that way. You know, it's powerful stuff what we can do, what we can implement ourselves each and every day.
Yeah, when we actually realize that we need help and we need change, then so many places, so many roads opens up for us.
Yeah.
We just need to take the first step, and most difficult is to get to that place and understand you need help, because so many people I find, when I communicate with people, I can see straight away this person would get benefits from talking to me, from sessions, yeah. But so many think I'm absolutely fine. My life is fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, I don't need anyone. Yeah, I don't have any mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, mental illness, no way, not happening, not to me. Yeah.
Definitely.
So people don't even get to that point when they say, okay, it has to be changed. Something has to be changed. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, change is quite terrifying for everybody. I mean, I remember when I was sitting over there on that sofa, and I remember being unwell, and I remember just sitting literally over there for 6 months looking out of this window here, and it was like there's a big tree at the end of our garden, in front of the garden, and I remember it was April the 2nd, 2016, and the tree was bare. And I remember being on lots of medication, just sitting there going, what have I done for the second time? My life is falling apart. And I just remember sitting there like an absolute zombie for about 6 months. And it got to about September time, and I remember finally noticing that tree had gone from being bare branched to having leaves. And it was the first time in about 11 years I'd noticed the seasons on that tree. And I was quite profound, because now I was thinking consciously. I was actually thinking and taking in each and everything each and every day, and thinking, I've just witnessed that tree go through bare branches to buds to blossom to full leaves. And then it was October and they started to turn and start to drop. But so many of us are fearful of seeing a change because of the unknown. Well, you don't know if it's going to work. Or we don't know because other people have said, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Oh, you know what they did? Oh, well, no. And they start to feed that fear. Well, they're not you. And it's based on their experiences. How many people have told us not to do something because they wouldn't do it themselves? That's them talking, not you talking. And until you make that step, until you hold your hand up above the parapet, as I say, then you'll never know. And for me personally, having to hold my hand up and say, I am struggling, was the hardest thing I ever did. but it was the best thing I ever did. It was the most life-affirming thing I ever did, not only for me, but for my children, and now at a latter date for my clients, and people come to see me because I'm able to share. So don't hold it back because of fear, because on the other side of fear is the most amazing opportunities that you have not allowing yourself to grasp. Okay, it's not some Jedi mind trick. This is not like, oh, well, what you're doing. It's basically you just thinking to yourself, I can do that because I can do that. And remember, we're going on now. Remember, you came into this life when you weren't able to do anything. You came into this world and your mother held you and you couldn't walk, you couldn't talk, you couldn't go to a lavatory, you couldn't do anything. And then you decided to learn to toddle, and then you started to sofa surf, then you went to primary school, then secondary school, then you got your first job. All the things you've done, then you've learned computers, then you've learned to get on a bus, hold relationships, learn money, learn languages. All the things you've done in your life, you never did before. You had to learn, you had to experience, but you are bloody amazing. You're more amazing than a bloody Apple computer. Your journey to this point, you have achieved so much. But we don't concentrate on that because we concentrate on what's in front of us now, and we forget about all the amazing things we've done and everything that we've learned and the heartache and the pain. But it's all learning. Be defined. You can be defined by your failures, absolutely, because you use them to propel you forward. You learn from them, but don't be defined by your failures to say that's who I am now. No, I've learned from that. I've learned what not to do and where to move myself forward. So yeah, just there's so many things, so many triggers throughout our lives that we can use each and every day to reaffirm. But as you well know, it does take time. It takes time to create that habit, to create that subconscious way of thinking, and off the back of that, ultimately, you see the shifts. There is no magic wand. The magic wand's in here, and it's in here, and it's who you surround yourself, who you speak to, what you see, what you feed yourself. We nurture it each and every day. But yes, it's an amazing life, and it's there for us all. It is there for us all. I was burnt out. I was over the stump of the steering wheel. I was checking out for the second time. We were 14 days away from repossession. My wife lost her mum, her dad, and her sister all within 2 calendar years. I had to go to food banks. I had to go to charities. I did paper rounds for money. I was doing anything and everything to keep a roof over my head. But you know what I did? I never gave up. I never gave up. So don't ever give up, because the other side is it's great things, greatness for us all. Sorry, calm yourself down, Sefik.
I think you don't have to calm yourself down, because this positivity which one coming out of you hopefully helps so many people who are watching our video. So I think that's very helpful for people to actually find out that you can be completely broken and get to other side.
Yeah,
you just need to do what you do and move forward and don't give up.
Yeah, that's it. Never give up. You know, like I said, we all know that what we see, what we hear each and every day, you know, I think whatever side of the fence you sit on with regards to, you know, vaccinations and stuff, it's your choice, and if it gives you support and encouragement, you do it. However, we don't hear the positive sides. We just hear the bloody negative sides, you know, of deaths or of new variants and restrictions, and then we see bloody political parties tittle-tattling, you know, and it's all bloody nasty stuff. They want to get one up on them, they want to get one up on another. You know, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to be, you know, masked up, which is whatever. If that's go for it, you know. But it's all quite oppressive, what we see, what we take in. We're like highwaymen, we're like Dick Turpin like this. You know, you can't see eyes, you wouldn't be able to see me like this because I'd be like this. Out, you know, and that's the thing we've got at the moment. I think subconsciously we've taken this all on over these 2 years. I remember when we saw the reports in Wuhan, I was like, oh my God, now it's in Italy. Oh my God, the people are trying to leave Italy. You know, I've got family in Croatia just over the border. And it's like, ooh, it was terrifying, you know, and I've got caught up in it. I must admit, homeschooling. Oh my God, I never want to be a teacher, let alone trying to run a business from home. However, I've learned to adapt, and I've learned to harness some positivity out of it, which is, if we are here and now for this very reason, you and I here at this very reason, to help people, to share in our experiences and to give positivity, then I'm going to give it with shovel loads because we don't hear enough positive stuff, you know. So yeah, just be very mindful of how you think and what you see, and see the difference in yourself. We're turning the corner. The days are getting lighter, still bloody freezing, but things are coming up and germinating, and they're coming through the soil, and think, well, this is just it. We've been withheld, we've been harnessed, we've been building up this energy in us. You know, it could be positivity, if you like, to bust through and to show and radiate a different side of us. You know, look at Mother Nature for examples of, you know, how to store that energy and then come through, you know, because we all are on a cellular level, are we not, all related, you know, through energy and vibration. I won't bamboozle people with science, but it's out there if you want to, you know, find out about it. But we're all related on a vibrational level and a cellular level. And off the back of that, you realize how law of attraction and vibration and speaking positively, it's almost like a drug. It's like, you know, I love being around your good selves and other people in the foundation, other coaches, because it's the best gin and tonic of the world. You know, you don't need to get absolutely smashed. You just feed off each other, and more people need to feed off each other. Calm down, Sefik. Yeah.
I think first of all, what we can tell our viewers, I think, is start noticing what you're speaking to yourself.
Yeah.
What kind of inside voice do you have? Because everybody speaks inside subconscious mind. You're constantly communicating with yourself. What do you saying to yourself? That's probably is the step one, what you need to understand. Yeah. Step two, what information you letting close to you, especially now. Yeah. Okay. Both of us probably agreed that it's crazy out there. It is crazy. But to be in a good place, to be positive, to stay positive, to change your life for better, you need be on the center of this all storm. Because on the center of all storm is the calmest place.
Totally.
Yeah, you can't move countries, like you said at some point. You think about moving countries. It's not possible because everywhere is crazy. One country is crazier than another one. Yeah, but everywhere at the moment is for already nearly 2 years. It's crazy. Yeah, so you can't change anything because one person cannot change world. Yeah, you can't move. You just are able to be in your center. You are able to control your thoughts. You are able to control what you listening, what you putting into you. Yeah, nothing else. Everything else has to go how it goes. Yeah, but you are only in control of yourself.
Yeah.
What totally. Maybe you want to tell something about it.
No, that's so true. I mean, ultimately what you were saying and what you are saying is that, you know, you are in control of it. You know, it's you. You know, there's no outside influences when it comes to you. It's how you feel in this, it's how you feel and where you see yourself, and to be like so mindful of that sort of not self-loathing, but that self-sabotage by how you speak, what you listen to, where you see yourself. You know, it's very easy to go back to that blame culture where, you know, I missed out on my holiday, I missed out on my education over the last 2 years and stuff. Well, it is what it is, and you cannot change it. What's happened has happened. The only thing you can change or impact is the future. You can't change your past, but a lot of us will be caught in that sort of pity party, that blame culture, that misery loves misery, and we're all bloody miserable. I'm desperate to go away. I'm desperate to go away again this year. I didn't go away last year for the first time in about 8 years on an aeroplane. You know, and I was like, oh my God, I need a bit of vitamin D. The kids need to get out. The kids need to see the sea. But I was like, oh, God, the bloody restrictions and what I've got to jump through to go away. No, thank you. But this year I'm like, how can we manage this? But there's a way. There's always going to be a way. You've just got to find out. So, yeah, you've got to allow yourself that whatever you want to set in place is going to take time, because in 2016, when I did what I did for the second time, I had to realize that was a 13-year culmination of events. I've had the most amazing upbringing, the most amazing love from my parents and siblings, the most supportive, nurturing environment any child could ever wish. My benchmark was my dad. Now, my dad has had loads of ups and downs in his life, not emotional, but financial. He'd gone through recessions, lost businesses, picked himself up again, went to private school, that sort of stuff. But my dad never ever gave up. Now, because my dad never ever gave up, he just literally brushed himself down and got on again. I looked at myself thinking, well, why am I failing? Why am I failing? Now, my benchmark is my daddy, but we're all different. We are all different. My daddy probably, I call him mummy and daddy, probably couldn't do what I do, because he's going, you must be nuts trying to build a business and start up again through speaking, through coaching. He applauds it, but where's the business? Now, he couldn't do what I did, or I'm doing each and every day. So just because somebody else has done it doesn't necessarily mean you can do it, or just because they haven't done it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it. And whatever you set in change, in motion, is going to take time. So I had that 13-year career, that 13-year of those crazy hours, and for the therapist to say, sit on this sofa here for 2 hours and do something for yourself, I couldn't do it. I was like, this is completely alien to me. I've never allowed myself this time. And it, like I said, it took me about 2 years to allow myself, to give myself permission to go fishing, to walk barefoot in the parks, to experience things for me. And that I like my own company. I like my own solitude. I'm not being antisocial. I like to walk, to see the bluebells, and all that sort of stuff. But it takes time, and don't beat yourself up, because it's like a big ocean liner. It's traveling through the ocean. If you want to change direction, you've got all that momentum behind you, and it's just going across like into the Suez Canal. And you want to turn the tiller, but my God, do they turn slowly? And you're thinking, oh my God. But as long as we all know, as long as you set that intention, as long as you're saying, I'm going to do that, then that massive momentum that's taken it across the ocean will carry you round and round and round slowly, but that momentum will build and build and build, and you will change path and change direction. There is no quick fix. But the quick fix, if you like, is taking ownership and making that decision. So you can literally go, sod this, I'm doing something now. And that's it. And that is it. And that can literally go, I'm going to upstairs, have a shower and a shave. I'm going to put on my best cologne. Do something for yourself and start to build on that each and every day. And then you will start to create that habit. And there's going to be roadblocks, and there's going to be curveballs, and your car's going to fail the MOT, and the kids are going to kick off, and the news is going to be dour, and you might do this and you might do that. But we all have mental health, good and bad mental health. And people go, oh, no, I don't have bad mental health, but we all do.
No,
good
no, we don't.
Exactly. Good mental health is having the most amazing cake from the patisserie, having that lovely cup of tea in the morning. That's good mental health. It doesn't have to be earning millions of quids. Bad mental health could quite literally be one of those cats here. I come down in the morning and they've gone and made a mess on the floor. Oh my days. But that could quite literally define the rest of your day if you allow it. So be mindful each and every day of how you react, because we all have, as Sue would say, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sort of you respond rather than react. If you react, it's instantaneous. But if you respond in a manner where you kind of work things out, then you might be able to see the different sides of the story. And if I react in a frustrated way, what will build off of that? Every time you come to a red light, guess what? You're going to see another red light. It's, oh my days, because you almost premonitioned it. Allow things to be and build off of that. That's what I always say.
Is there anything else you want to say to our viewers today?
Anything else? Well, thank you for tuning in, obviously, because we both really appreciate your time, and we both really appreciate you getting behind this, the positivity side of things, and wellness and well-being, which is now more than ever most prevalent. And if you want to see a change in your lives, if you want to see a change in your family's lives, in your extended family's lives, then you've got to basically allow yourself to be open to thinking in a different way. And my biggest influence in my changing was literally the YouTube, was literally the social media, because I typed in wellness, mental health, well-being, depression, anxiety. You know, that search bar at the top of there opens up a whole plethora of things. There's lots of people out there who that I've watched. There's lots of people out there who may not have your best interests at heart, but there's a lot of people, amazing individuals like ourselves here, who are there, who have got our own life stories, who are relatable, who are interested in helping each and every one, who do so much for next to nothing. The amount of stuff I do for nothing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's my way of like yourself, it's my way of giving back, you know. So never give up on this life. As I always say, this life is a gift. Never give up on your dreams, and that you really do matter. You matter more than you know. And if you're going for it right now, I've been through there. Lots of other people have been through there, but I've got through it. And I'm nobody special. I had to learn. I had to create those habits. I had to create that shift in my mindset. It takes time. But off the other side of it, you can go from working 85 hours a week, never being home, having a breakdown, having your second attempt in your life, to being able to sit here with your kids, tuck them in, you know, make their dinners, experience things that you missed out on for so many years. And I created that just through a way of thinking, and just through allowing myself to type in that search button, you know, DCTcentre or Sefik Charles, you know, Sefik Empowerment Coaching, whatever it might be, and open your mind up to a different way. So never give up, and that you do genuinely matter.
Yeah, just take the first step. As I was starting everything as a classically trained counselor, psychotherapist, I was working with people with mental health issues, where actually first step for someone of my clients was every morning get out of bed and brush their teeth. Yeah. And get shower, brush teeth. That was the very first step, what actually was huge success, what we can achieve when my client every day brush teeth and get out of bed and get a shower, and was able to actually come to our session. Yeah. So that doesn't matter on what point in life you are at the moment, there is light on end of the tunnel. And Sefik and I are here to help you, and our details is under our video. So if you need help, please contact us, and I'm absolutely sure we can help you out. Also, if you like our video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, because so many more interviews like this and different topics will be coming soon. If you would like buy me coffee, it will be very appreciated to help my family, and my PayPal link is under video. And that will be it for today. From our hearts to yours, thank you for watching, and God bless.
God bless.